Good morning, everyone. This is Paula, and I'm back today to work on the newest Traveler's Notebook. Now, this is the Traveler's Notebook for October, and the one for November will be coming out the day after Thanksgiving, and it is a Christmas journal, Traveler's Notebook. So, I want to show you, I don't have anything majorly planned. We're just going to work along as we go because we don't have time to plan and do, because the month is coming to an end pretty soon, and we want to get as much as we can done. Now, I'm going to show you how I made this. Okay, there's an old video way back, long ways back, too far for me to find, where I made these little pockets out of these time cards, okay? Just took the time card and folded it up. Put a small amount of glue, or you can stitch, and you can see here, let me pull my tags out. You can see here where I made all the pockets, okay? So this is where I folded the time card up. You can see that they look alike right there, okay? This is where I folded it up. Then I added a pocket. I just cut a little pocket out right here, rounded the corners, and stuck it on the front of that, which gave you, more pockets. And I punched a hole here, or a half moon, so that if you want to put a tag behind it, you can. That's entirely up to you. Then I just made some small tags. I used decorative fall paper and decorated this back portion. And then I just did thin tags. They're about 2.5 inches wide. And just decorated them with a pumpkin, did some doodling on them, and then made some smaller tags. Just be creative. Just did 3 different size tags, and there you go. So this is going to go in this front cover, along with a page from the Idea book. The Ideas book is a book that used to come out many years ago. It was kind of like I don't want to say Reader's Digest, because I wasn't around then. I was around, but I was a child. Okay, so I don't know that much about them. I just know they're vintage, and I love using them. And they have beautiful outdoor fall pictures and winter pictures and snowy pictures and sunshiny, you name it, they've got it in there. And they've got recipes, and it's kind of like just a little bit of everything put together. So we're going to start on this first page, and because I've already got this made, we're going to go ahead and glue it down. I am going to take the things out of the pocket until it dries, and so let's get started. Now, I did have my hand surgery. I am back. It wasn't that horrible. I already lost my bandage. This looks horrible. This is all ink, so don't be afraid. It looks worse than it is. I got ink all over it this morning, and so I'm like, okay, well, that's not good. So I'm not going to make this back portion have a pocket. It's just going to be the sides. Just going to let the sides have the pocket here. Okay, we're going to go down this way. Now, you just want to have enough glue on that. This is kind of heavy, so you want to make sure you have enough glue on here to hold it down. And if you don't feel like it's staying down very good, just put some clips on it. That's what I do. And I'm just going to put it in the, kind of in the center of where she stitched. Right here. And go from there. Pretty simple, huh? Don't we wish every piece of ephemera was that way? That's where going ahead, working ahead really comes in handy. Is you get a lot of that done ahead of time, and then all you have to do is put it together. I'm sorry if I sound a little hoarse today, because I am. I think, from my surgery, my throat was pretty sore afterwards, so I'm sure it was from that. Now, this glue is, as you can see, going everywhere, but what else is new, right? That's kind of how it is with me. It goes all over the place. So I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm trying to get my video done this morning. for this Traveler's Notebook because, you know, the kids are coming for Thanksgiving. And I want to have as much done as I can. I wanted to get at least one of these out to you guys. And let's see. At least one video for the fall book. There's nothing better than fall colors, is there? You know, you always think the colors at Christmas are so beautiful, but really, my favorite colors are fall. I love all the earth tones and the, you know, I love those Indian summers in October when it's just crisp in the air and the autumn leaves are so beautiful. I know you guys all agree with me. Okay, so let's go right here. Let's put this. I got this out of the ideas book, but I'm wondering, is it going to be the right size? It is a little big, so let's trim it down just a tiny bit. I kind of just eyeballed it when I did it earlier because I wasn't quite sure if I was cutting too much or not enough. And we'll find out here if we cut too much, right? Trying to just make sure it's straight. And yeah, my room is a mess. Oh my goodness, my scrapbook room is a mess. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if that works this time. It may still be a little, you know. I love, in my journal, I love putting, I don't know how squeezing this glue is going to do. We'll see. I hadn't tried that since I had my surgery, but it's not hurting, so I guess that's a good sign, huh? You know, it wasn't like a major hand surgery. They just went in and cut out a bone, and I think an unnecessary bone, a bone we don't have to have, that I guess God wanted us to have. But, yeah. So I'm setting that paper just inside where I want it to glue down. That way it'll be straight to start with. And then we can just pull this page over, see, just like that. Oops, there's another page. There we go. All right, beautiful. If I can get everything. It makes it kind of hard when you've got other things stuffed into your book to actually be perfect at what you're doing here. Okay, so as you can see, this was super simple. Wasn't much to it at all, right? And that's kind of what I'm going for in this book. I mostly want it to be for, you know, journaling, pockets, tags, whatever. But look how pretty that is. Very simple. Very simple. Just, you know, taking a few minutes to make ephemera. I'm going to try to do a series this winter with ephemera. So you guys stick around for that. And so here's the little tags that I made. I'm just sticking those in here. And then that's ready to go. Now, this is still wet right here, but we're going to move along anyway. So here on this next page, I know a lot of it's going to seem like, oh, you just did that. Well, we didn't do our pocket. We are doing a couple that are similar here right in a row. Because I want to make sure I get my library pocket in there. This is a shorter piece of paper here. See? It's like a recipe page. And I'm making the ideas book a background again. Now, this is a different page completely and probably a different book altogether. And I'm going to do it the very same way where I just lay it over it like that. And I wanted to get those done ahead of time, ahead of other things. Okay, So we'll just do that real quick, and then that won't take long. As you can see, you just squeeze some glue on here. And don't let things make you nervous when it comes to gluing or cutting. A lot of people are afraid to do that. But you got to remember, it's just paper. Just paper. It's okay. And can always figure out something to do. If nothing else, glue something over it, right? Because that's how you get the courage to get it done. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can get this to come up and in a little bit better. Just a moment. Well, that wasn't too easy, was it? Just ripped a hole right there. But remember, it's just paper. So what we're going to do is just going to glue down right there a little bit better. And then I'll patch that with something. Actually, I still have it in my finger because it's stuck. Do you guys ever go to bed or go into the living room at night? Usually it's going to the living room because I shower before I go to bed. But, and discover that you still have half your craft room stuck to you, like glitter or sequins or something crazy. I am not inking in this book just because of time. Don't really have the time to ink in it. So there we go with that. Now I will ink over this to kind of try to cover up the white a little bit. Now we're going to put the pocket in. This is the library pocket. Usually I put it in the very front, but I'm not this time because I am going to ink it because it's a different color. I'm not putting it in the front this time because I really wanted that other pocket up there that I had made, gosh, 2 years, 3 years ago. It's funny how you'll put stuff in your stash and you forget you have it. Got to go through your stash every time you do a book because you never know. It might be perfect for what you're about to do. Now, on this, you could put, you could just glue it down or put a little bit of glue. And I like to add a little bit because I'm a glue crazy woman. I'm a glue person. I love for everything to stay in the book. And I'm just going to center it at the same level as it is right here along this spot. I fibbed right away. I inked as soon as I said I wasn't inking, didn't I? Sorry about that. Now, this is just a paper that I found in my stash. It may have been from last year's fall book, but I decided let's cover this with that. And I like the way that looks, so that's what we're going to do. I hope you guys have some wonderful Thanksgiving plans. I know with the virus, everybody's having a hard time deciding what to do, and myself included. But, you know, I think we're all bound to get it eventually. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, now, let me see. I want this up in here, up on this portion. So what I'm going to do is cut this a little bit shorter and see if we can't get it to fit. Yeah, it will. It's going to be a just barely kind of thing, though. I wanted it to kind of fit up there so it would look like the whole pocket is covered in this paper. Okay. All right. There we go. Now our whole pocket looks nice. So I thought I'd take this fall washi tape and put it across the top of this. Now you got to remember with washi tape, it does not stick forever. I don't know why we got so excited over washi tape all those years ago, but it doesn't stay with you forever. So you have to put some glue stick or something on there to keep it from coming right off. So if you use, let me get this out a little bit. If you use it, be sure and what I do is I just kind of open up how much I think I need right here. I learned this from Gail, and then just kind of pull it out from under your finger here a little bit. And as you're doing it, you're getting some glue on that washi tape. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it right here at the very top, the best I can. And yes, it is sticky now, that's for sure. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring it around to the other side and hope that it doesn't give me grief. There we go. Get all the excess glue off of here. All right. So there you go. Let's get this in the pocket. That really made it really pulled out the reds out of this other side, didn't it? Do you agree with me on that? Look at that. See how much it really pulled out the red over here. Now, we're just simplifying today. We're just doing this in simple ways. I'm trying to not be too complicated since we don't have a lot of time, and I want to get as much of this book done as I possibly can. Now, right here is, looks like a train depot or the Rio Grande Denver Railroad, Western Railroad. Blah. Get out here in a minute. So we're going to work on this page right here. And I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to make it a flip out, okay? So I just fold the bag in half, a part of the bag over. And I'm going to glue, make sure you only have one page right there. I'm going to glue this over the edge of the paper itself where you can't see the railroad on the outside. Just like that. So whenever you flip it up, it's attached. Okay? What I do is I usually just fold my paper over, or you can fold around all the edges of your paper and stitch around it and put it down as a single bag. I do it both ways. This is my favorite way to do it. It's easy and it's quick when you're in a hurry. And I know all of us have busy lives. So I'm going to go like this. I want it to cover, again, I want it to cover the railroad. Make sure there's only one sheet of paper. And just like this. And make sure you push it all the way up under there. And once you do, you fold it down and press it. There we go. So, under here, you know, you've got this where it attaches and everything, but you also have to be aware that that glue accumulates under there. So, you got to rub all that excess glue off so it doesn't stick to itself, which is super easy when you use Fabri-Tac, which is what I recommend, honestly. Now, if you decide you don't like the railroad thing, I like it because it's vintage. And I want it under there. I just didn't want it to be the focal point of this page. So see, now you've got this nice fold out here. And all the glue is gone. Now, if you wanted, you could add additional pockets. Like you could flip this out. Let's just do that. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You could flip it out and do some, you could do a pocket here, here. You could do, I'm looking at what I have available. And I love this. Let's do this. Let's do this over here. None, like I told you, none of this stuff is planned. So we'll have it like this, and then we'll do this as a pocket. How's that? On this side. How big of a pocket? That's the question. Don't know. So this is going to be a little different than my normal Traveler's Notebook videos because we're just kind of doing it as we go. Now we know 8.5 by 4.5 is the size we normally use for Traveler's Notebook. But I usually go about a 4. Probably try to go about a 4 from as far as height. No more than 4 tall and no more than, I'll show you what I mean. Sorry. Things are falling over. This is because I'm not used to working at a high speed. So I'm going to put the pocket right here. And I want it to, I'm going to grab right here. And I'm not doing any measuring. I'm just cutting. I'm just looking, eyeballing, and looking at where I indented it with my fingernail, which is going to be right at 4 inches. And that makes it lots easier than trying to use measuring tapes or rulers or whatever. Okay, now you can do a hole punch if you decide you want to do that. We can punch holes and make a little, as soon as I find it. There it is. And I do like to use these to show me that it's a pocket, you know. I don't like to go super deep with them, but I'm going to go like this. Now, we'll put it right here. I do want it to be the same height as this. And if you notice, this got brought up off the ground a little bit, up off the bottom of the page. And that's okay. We're just going to glue this down. Then we could come back and make tags and stuff like that. Right, I really got too much glue right there, so it's going to need to be a small tag. What else is new? I have a tendency to do that. Okay, but I do want to make it even, so let's kind of eyeball it and try to get it as even as we can. Let me hold it up. And look, that's close enough. And probably we can do a leaf or a mushroom or some kind of, there's mushrooms in the fall, you know, too. You see a lot of mushrooms. So I'm going to get out some of my stash that are mushrooms. Now we can do all kinds of goodies, but look at this. Here's this cool mushroom picture I've got. I'm thinking maybe we can use that. Or I've also got some cut out mushrooms. There's those. Here's some that doesn't have quite as much red in it. I think I like that better, don't you? Or do we like this? No, don't want a dolly on there. Let's see. Got several others here. I'm just trying to decide which ones will look the best. Then we've got this. Oh, I like that. Let's do this one for now. We'll do another one with mushrooms at some point. We just got to get this one done first. I have every size you can imagine in mushrooms. I like to use them. So that's fine. Now I am going to ink this, and the reason is because it's going to blend if I don't. So some things might get inked, some things may not. But I felt like this needed to be inked. Now also, it really needs something under it. But I've decided not to because I don't want to bulk it up too awfully much. There we go. Yeah, just decorating. Then we'll come back and do some, I'll come up with some tags, and we'll come back and do some tags in another video. I'll try to get all the pockets done and then come back with tags. Yeah, I like the way that turned out. Okay, we can do, if we decide, we could do a, we could go ahead and do a tag with a mushroom design on top. And we'll wait and see. But I'm thinking kind of like this. Maybe. Let me get a tag. If I can find some blank ones. I know I have them because I just had my hands on them a minute ago. Isn't that how it goes? Give me a second and I'll find them. Okay, come on, come on, come on. There they are. It's like, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is a receipt or an inventory. No, it's bring this coupon. It's a, okay, I'm backing out of the rule of no ink. I've changed my mind because it seems like everything is too pale if I don't put a little bit of ink on it. So we're going to do the ink when we want to. We don't have to do it all the time. Is that right? Okay, now I'm going to cut out a piece of this that's just a little bit bigger than this. And actually, I think I'm just going to use my scissors because we don't want everything to be perfect, do we? I don't. I'm telling you, if you try to make everything perfect, you're never going to be happy. At least that's what I tell myself. There you go. So, I think I want to use this side. Or do I? I kind of like this side. I like the all unorganized look of the writing in the background. I just feel like when you don't ink, it goes so much faster. And when you have so much to do, you know, it would be nice not have to do that extra thing. But I will never be satisfied with it. I have tried it so many times not to ink. But my brain just wants to ink. So that's what we're doing. All right. Got that glued together. Just took a scrap of mushrooms, put it on a piece of black printed fall paper, and that was it. Now we're going to Okay. There we go. Got this on here. Now, if we want to add, let's add a flower or something. I think we need something else. Let's see what we've got here. We've got these flowers. We've got leaves. Now, how about we... Let me pour some of these leaves out if I can get them to come out. I'm going to end up with a total mess when I'm through here, you guys. Just because I love doing fall stuff. Okay, so we could put a leaf there, or down here. I'm thinking up here. Let's do that. This is a wood veneer, so it will be a little more bulky than your normal little leaf. Yeah, I'll have to wait for that glue to dry a little bit before I pull all of that out of there. Now, let me get some topper for that. We got all kinds of goodies. All kinds of fall yumminess. And I really like this color in here. So see, you can see the different colors. I really like that kind of, maybe, how about this one? Ooh, I love that. Sorry, I just hit the video. I hope it's all right. Sorry, I'm fixing my phone. Make sure we get it just like we want it. Let's stick that through there. This is adorable. This makes me think of a boa. This is what it reminds me of, only in a small version. How cute is this little thing? I wonder what this is called and where did she get it? I love it. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Now it's going to go right in here. But I don't want it to stick. So we're going to need another tag for over here, but we'll get that later. So right now I'm just going to take it out so it doesn't, you know, stick to the pages. All right, so let me look back and see how things are going back here. Everything's going okay, so we can move forward. Let me see how much time we've got. We've got 30 minutes. So I have some old pockets from a previous book I did that was beautiful. Do you guys remember these? And I really don't want to waste them, and I kind of like to use them in my book. So I'm going to put a few of these little pockets in. They're very fall. They're very pretty. And I had them left over, and they were in my fall box. I have a box of goodies that says fall, and these were in there. And I still have some of this paper somewhere. But, yeah, got to wait for it to... There we go. Turn it sideways. I'm trying to get all the glue off of here, like usual. But I thought on this one, we could let that dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do a tag there. I've got several of those that I want to do that with. So for now, we're just going to let it dry, and then we'll come back. And we're going to do that with a few things. So this is the wallpaper that came in the kit, and I really like it. And you know how I like to just put it down and just enjoy how pretty it is. So that's what's going to happen here. I'm going to put it down. I think I'm just going to put the glue on the page. I've got to get a clean bandage on when I'm done here. This thing, you could tell I've been working this morning. It's all over the place. Looks kind of yucky. My husband gets on to me for using my hand, but the doctor told me to use it. And so I shouldn't have really very many restrictions other than don't get it wet. Yes, I have gotten it wet. I will confess. It was an accident. I was painting something and my hand went into the paint the water container. Luckily, we had plenty of dressing, but that was like day 2. That's how it works, right? Okay, so now we're going to do this the same way we did the others. We're going to line it up with in the binding, exactly where we want it to land, which is just like this, right here. I like it. Oops, just got glue all over me. I guess I got carried away a little bit, huh? Kids are supposed to come down for the holidays, or up, I guess I should say, for the holidays. But we'll have to see. So, because the virus is so bad right now, you know, we don't know if it's safe or not safe, or someone in Charlie's class got it, but Charlie's, he takes IgG infusions because of his autoimmune disease, and so he's probably safer than any of us. Okay, there we go. Now that's nice and put on. So I'm trying to remember. This goes over there. Okay, so this is going to be right here. And I love that it has some blue in it right there. So somehow I want to use this blue on this side. So we can do a side tuck. It has the mushrooms. I like the mushrooms too there. I'm going to ink it a little bit first. All right. Put a little bit of glue down the edge. As you can see, there's no real plan. Just kind of playing it by ear. Just doing it as we go along. So there is that. Excuse the noise in the background. Okay. So I just took this 3x4 journaling card and just turned it into a tuck spot. And yeah, Pretty easy, huh? So I'm just going through here pretty much and just putting down all the basic stuff. And what will come after that will be the more detailed things. Like right here, with the kit, you get a tag every month that matches the cover. And here is a bag that came in the kit as well. And I want to fold it like I did the other one and have it flip out on this side. So we just did that a second ago in a previous, on a previous page, but we're going to go ahead and do it here. And, excuse me, we're going to go ahead and get this stuck down so it can be drying. And let's go like this. Plus, I want to glue some stuff on the other side after this dries. Yeah, just like that. See, super easy. Easy peasy. Let's see. The glue is all on this back side, so you don't have to worry about it being on the front side. It's just on the back side. Okay, now we're going to flip back over here and work from this direction. I have one more of these I want to put in here. Well, it might be more than one. You never know. I like it to just look full of fall. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down on here. Just make sure it's a full page. It does have a little bit, it's going to have a little bit of space either on the inside or the outside. I think I like it on the outside. So we'll glue it down into the spine more than anywhere else. Okay. Okay, let's get this down. Just like that. I'm trying to get some ink over here. Now, I'm going to get it down in this. I'm going to lay it. What I'm going to do is lay it on this opposite side and then push the page into it. But you want to make sure it's really down as far as you can get it. Yeah, just like that. Pretty simple, huh? After you've done it a few hundred times. No, it's really simple. You can do it on your first shot. You just want to really make sure it's all pressed down really good so it doesn't flip back on you and glue to something you don't want it to glue to. That wouldn't be too cool, huh? Get a little bit of glue right there. I'm trying to get off. I don't want my little boa to glue to it. Okay. I'm going to have to do a major cleaning when this is all over. Look how dirty. I got ink everywhere. Oh my goodness. And little fuzzy stuff attaching to me. But I do like the whole get everything down, go back and do the final touches, which you know, normally I don't do that. So this is going to be fun for us to do. Right here on this side, I want to add a pocket. And I'm going to add this mushroom pocket right here. Now, did I already do that somewhere else? Let me make sure. I don't want to repeat the same thing. Nope, no mushroom pocket. I thought that this was the only one. So I am going to give it a little bit of ink because it's so light. let's poke out a little bit of a half moon here. Okay. A little bit of glue. All right, now let's put it right here. Put it down in there as far as you can into the spine, because this does fold out here, so we want to make sure, because it folds out, that we're getting everything down inside really well. Okay, so there we go. Now, on this big one goes on the other side, but I thought we could put this leaf, it has leaves on both sides, see? We could put it at the top here, right in here, and then we'll come back and decorate it or do something with it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and the same thing's going to happen with this. I'll leave that there for now, and then we'll come back and do some different things. I'm looking to see if I have any more pockets that might look good over here. But you know I love my pockets. Let's see. Okay. We have this, which I think is beautiful, but it's so big. We would have to cut this off and then trim off the sides a little bit. I'm going to do that because that circle is not in a good spot. So we'll cut that off first. And that will make the pocket 3 inches deep. Okay. And then we know it can only be no more than 4, so we're going to cut off a little bit there. And that will give us a nice pocket with some orange in it. I'm going to ink where I cut this off. Also go ahead and punch a little hole right there. All right. Okay, now we're going to put this right here. Now, this is going to be cutting it slim on this one. So I'm going to raise this up, slip it down as far as I can into the spine area, and then kind of push it over. It does have these little little polka dotted hose here. That's not what they're called. It comes from an old-timey printer. I forget what they called them. I used to use one in an office, so I know what it is. I just forget what it's called. Okay, so then you're going to have the chance of glue coming through right here. And we're just going to rub it off as best we can so it doesn't stick to anything. Right here. So, there we go. Let me get this over right here. Now, and we'll make another tag for over here too. At some point, it will have a tag. We'll decorate all the tags. Okay, so now we're going to flip on over here. And I really liked this paper she had in the kit. I asked God to reveal his plans to you. I just know he is going to turn your current circumstances into something beautiful. So pretty. Okay, so I want this in here. But I'm trying to decide, do I want it there or over here? I kind of think I want it to do its own thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe just have it on a page by itself. Yeah, I think I'm going to trim that. I'm going to put it right here on this half music sheet. And I'm just going to draw a line from here to here so I can trim it. Let me cut that real quick. Okay. Now, I do think I want all four corners to be rounded. That's kind of how it started, I believe, before I started chomping on it. But I like the way that looks right there. Yes. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and ink it a little bit. There we go. Now on this, I'm not going to do it. It's just going to make a statement of its own. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm just going to glue it down. There we go. It just adds a nice scripture right here. So, that is ready to go right there. Okay, now, we're going to make some pockets, but not in this video. We'll do it in the next video. But I do want to see how much time we have. We have just enough time to glue this pocket right here on. And in the next video, we'll finish just throwing it. I'm calling this the Throw Together Traveler's Notebook. The quick, fast Traveler's Notebook. You'd be surprised how fast you can do some things when you're in that situation, right? And makes it fun. Want to say thank you to Yo Lady for all the extra goodies in this month's kit. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick, fast flip through of the journal this morning, and we're going to look at what we just did. So we just did this page, which I thought turned out really pretty. Something about a beautiful fall scene that just makes everything come together. And here is another fall scene in red. We have yellow here, we have red here. This is what I have outside my craft room with a little bit of the yellow. So it's always so beautiful and stunning. So then we come over here, skipped over a few pages, and we put this bag in. And we just did the fold over, and then I added a picture of a mushroom on front that I thought went well with the bag, and color coordinated with this piece of paper that was in the kit. And then I just made a little tag out of simple little things with this cute little boa-like top. How cute is that? And I added a wood veneer there. And we'll finish up the decorating of that page too. And then I put a side pocket here, side tuck here with some wallpaper on the background. Here is another one of those fall pictures in the yellow and oranges with mushrooms. And I did this little leaf tag that can go right in here. We'll decorate that up a little bit later. And then on this side is the orange, kind of a tangerine orange bag. And I forgot to get the sticky off of this side. I'm glad we did a flip through. I'm glad we flipped back through here so I could see that. If you don't, this will stick to your book and it will ruin your page. So just make sure when you do a fold over of a bag, you get all the glue from all directions that could be exposed. Yeah, just like that. There we go. I love that. And then we're getting over here. We just put in this little portion here, which looks really pretty. And then a side tuck with this cool paper that Lynette put in the journal this month. And yeah, here's some more of that paper. Isn't it pretty? And we'll finish decorating the rest of it in the next video. Hope you guys had fun today. I always have fun when I'm crafting with my friends. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe if you haven't. Bye.